Bush. Good morning. My name is Aurora and I am 16 years old. Most kids at 10 or 11 years old are worried about school, friends, what they want to be when they grow up, but at that time I was experiencing what cancer really was to me besides a medical diagnosis I had heard through TV or anything. On October 18th, 2019, my grandmother passed away after being a previous cancer survivor, fighting breast cancer and beating it, and then getting endometrial cancer. Losing her was the first time I truly had to understand grief. She was my everything, and the selfish part of me is still always mad that she isn't here to see everything I've achieved, and she won't be here for so many more of my accomplishments, such as graduating next year or going to college. I remember her funeral vividly like it was yesterday. I remember the black velvet flowers on my dress, the teal dress that was her favorite color. I remember how everyone was kissing me and giving me apologies I didn't quite understand at the time. I remember walking up to her casket and seeing my grandmother laying there, but that wasn't really her anymore. That wasn't the grandmother that had sleepovers with me every weekend or shopped with me for endless hours. Her spirit was gone, and that was just her body left there. Once the freshness of that wound started to scar over, my mom got diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. Even after my mom has been in remission for over 5 years, I'm never fully able to explain to people that don't experience it firsthand the fear that comes with hearing the phrase, the person you care about so much has cancer. The person that you hold so deeply in your heart is sick and may not make it, and there's nothing you can do to stop or fix it, especially hearing this as a kid. Trying to hold back my tears when they told me, the tightness in my throat from trying to contain that all. That feeling that all I wanted to do was cry to my mom, but she was the one who was sick and hurting. I remember sitting there months later at the top of the stairs trying to hear conversations about her health that I wasn't supposed to hear or think about at 11, and wondering if things would get worse and they wouldn't tell me to try and protect me from the reality of it all. People don't always realize that one person's cancer affects everyone around them. The cancer, the treatment, it changes them, and with that, their loved ones feel it. I felt helpless. I couldn't fix anything, couldn't really take away my mom's pain, and I couldn't bring my grandmother back. All I could do was wait and try to relieve just a fraction of the stress she was enduring. So I tried to be independent when my mom was tired. I tried not to complain. My brother was 6 at the time and was struggling with online learning from COVID. So I did everything in school without being asked, trying not to add to her or my dad's stress, because at that time my issues seemed so minor compared to everyone else's. I found comfort in music, and there were times where I would just sit with my feelings and thoughts by myself because I didn't want them to worry about me too. Watching my mom fight cancer while still grieving my grandmother changed me forever. It made me grow up faster than I should have, made me into the daughter my parents tell people is so mature and so independent, made me realize now how isolated that little girl in me at the time was. Nobody my age understood what I was going through, and as cliche as it sounds, cancer also taught me how important love really is and not to take that time with your loved ones for granted. When my mom first asked me to do the speech, the only thing I could think of was, well, I didn't physically take care of her. Does that really count? But over time, I realized that caregiving isn't always about having to physically take care of the person. Sometimes it was sitting with her on the couch to talk about anything about my day to cheer her up or take her mind off the suffering she was going through, doing anything I could at that age to help my mom feel less alone. Many of you may know my mom personally, or maybe just as the woman helping run this relay event, but she's a lot more than that to me. Not only is she just my mother, but seeing her push through something so hard during a time where everyone in the world was already isolated, and she still found a way to be the positive and continue being the best mother for me and my brothers shows how much of a survivor she really is, and I have immense respect for her because of that. I wanted to end this speech with something sentimental and personal, but I couldn't quite find the right words. But I'll leave you all with a quote specifically for those who have lost someone they held dear to them. People die twice. They die when they die, and they die when you stop telling their story. Keep telling their story and keep them alive. Thank you.